Good afternoon, everybody, and a happy Thanksgiving to all of you at home. Alongside the Hall of Famer and two-time Missouri Valley Conference champion Matt Wren, I am Luke Martin. Matt, Sycamore is glad to be back inside Holman Center after what's been a grueling non-conference road schedule.
They open up the first.
The final of a record 7 home games in the 2019 season for Indiana State is Youngstown State here on Senior Day in Terre Haute, Indiana, on the Valley on ESPN. Alongside Brian Fritz, I am Luke Martin. We welcome you high atop Memorial Stadium. And Brian, as we mentioned, a senior class today for Indiana State football, 23-member class that's been through a lot here in Terre Haute. Brian, 2 teams today saying at 0-1 in the league, they want to get that first win in conference play.
They definitely.
Yeah, there's no question for Indiana State today to have a chance against the streaking Salukis. They have to do something they haven't done the last couple of weeks, and that's taking care of the football.
Yeah, the Sycamores have really.
And you know, head coach for Youngstown State, Bo Pelini, wants to see his squad get back to playing physical defense. The last 2 weeks, 56 points allowed in each of those games.
Yeah, and that's extremely uncharacteristic for.
Wilderman with Sims in the backfield. That's who he hands it off to. Look at Sims, the Toledo transfer, looking for his first touchdown, and he's got it. Nicholas Sims. 8-point lead for Indiana State, 9-18 till the end of the game here in the second half. Trey Williams got a mismatch here on Samuelson.
They keep switching up there. We'll see if Williams keeps doing that, they're not going to be able to do it. So really good patience there by the freshman. And dig didn't come, double didn't come, and had one-on-one in the post. Didn't rush it, took his time, and made a good power play to the basket.
6 of the 8 points for Trey Williams here in the second half. And Barnes with a steal and finish. And a timeout by Coach David Richmond.
Yeah, Jordan Barnes just read that perfectly, saw the pass.
Davis goes in motion far side. And now it's Williams, just has to avoid 1, tackled now 2, but he can't avoid the 3rd. The ball came out. Is it a fumble? Waiting for a ruling. Still no ruling. And it's Indiana State football.
The ruling on the field is a fumble. Recovered by the defense. First down.
2 receivers to the field side, including Hopper. Daphne, can he get to the end zone? He will! His first touchdown as a Sycamore is a rushing touchdown, and Indiana State with its first rushing touchdown since Eastern Kentucky, week 3 of the season. Thomas back to that near right. Hopper, he's going to throw, double coverage, end zone, and intercepted by SIU. Quay Brown, who was the leading tackler in the whole Missouri Valley Conference entering the day, makes the Sycamores pay in the red zone. Start of the 4th and final quarter here in Terre Haute, and so far, Brian, Indiana State jumped out early. Not a lot of scoring until the final 3 minutes in that second quarter, and Indiana State able to add a Daphne touchdown run here in the 3rd quarter, extending what is the largest lead right now, the game, 14.
Yeah, Sycamore's defense has been their strong suit most of the year, and they're in a good situation right now as we start the 4th quarter.
It's 3rd down and 2. Craycraft will give it to Chapman, and Chapman's got the first down with ease. That's only the 2nd converted 3rd down today for Youngstown State. They were 1 for 10 prior to that pickup.
Yeah, and Indiana State not really any better, just 1 out of 9 on their 3rd downs. Both defenses have been very good at getting the other team's offenses off the field.
The same formation with Chapman staying right behind Craycraft, and he'll get it again. Stutter steps, and now look who brings him down this time. It's Jonas Griffith. He's got most of his family here today. Father Jerry, Mom Janice, brothers Ebenezer and David. Jerry Jr. is here too, and Grace and Christina, 2 of his sisters. It's a big family. One of his younger brothers, Amos, who plays for Thomas More, is actually playing right now and unable to be here at Senior Day for Jonas, but Jonas has had a remarkable career, a big family, and a guy who's brought a lot of joy to Sycamore fans, especially this program over the years. As Craycraft again looked like a design quarterback run, gets to the 40-yard line. And that's where I think a lot of teams like to do that against Indiana State, Brian, because Indiana State is very aggressive with how they use their linebackers.
They are, and Craycraft has been the majority of the rushing yards today for Youngstown State. Through 3 quarters, had 104 of the 122 rushing yards for the Penguins. Of course, 80 of them coming on that touchdown run.
3rd down and 3. Youngstown State just converted earlier on only its second 3rd down conversion of the game. Chapman is who picked it up, and Chapman near the 1st down sticks, and he's got it by a yard. 2 converted 3rd downs after only 1 previously in this game for Youngstown State.
Nice job up front by the offensive line, creating just enough space there for Chapman, and Youngstown State able to maintain the possession. Late sub for Indiana State.
Saw Andy Special, the head official, run up and give Indiana State time due to the substitutions offensively for Youngstown State. It's a pitch to Charleston. Far side, trying to avoid Hamid Oideli, who's got interception today, which set up an Indiana State score. Oideli makes the tackle at the 31-yard line. Hamid's a great story too. He was a running back, wide receiver. Now on the defensive side of the football, all of those positions have been within his time at Indiana State. Didn't play at all a year ago. Had a kick return in 2017. But he's been a mainstay on that defensive side as Chapman trying to find some yardage behind the left side of that offensive line.
Would really think at this part of the field, 4-down territory right here for Youngstown State. Game clock down under 12 minutes. Penguins trailing by 2 touchdowns. Not sure there's enough time in this game left where a field goal would do you a whole lot of good.
You can hear the Sycamore fans below us here on 3rd down. The gut of Chapman was met, it looked like, by Isaac Fotu or Inoke Moala. And he's close to a 1st down. And they're motioning to move the chains. And it's a 1st down for Youngstown State.
Chapman, the ball carrier, tackled by number 13.
One other thing that is happening on this drive is Youngstown State has converted 3 3rd downs. They're using up quite a bit of this clock. They started the 4th quarter with the football, and the clock's still running and now approaching 11 minutes.
Clock also one of the biggest enemies for Youngstown State besides just being down by 2 possessions. Craycraft to throw. Steps up. That was Jacock trying to pressure him. He's still on his feet. Glasgow pressured him, but he's got an open man near the 5-yard line. Jonas Griffith brings down Joyner, who makes the catch. But there is a hanky down on the field.
With number 80, Joyner over the middle. Griffith on the tackle, but penalty flag.
It appears to be pass interference on Youngstown State.
Pass interference, offense number 80. 15-yard penalty to the previous spot, 1st down.
That's the 2nd offensive pass interference call today on the Penguins, and that one hurts massively for Youngstown State.
Scramble situation for Craycraft as he's just trying to extend the play here, see if he can have anybody pop open. I think the push came just before Joyner came back into your screen there, and that was what created the separation.
So they move it all the way back to the 41-yard line. It's 1st down and 25 here for Youngstown State. Staying right on that Lido and Sycamores there at midfield. Craycraft off to Alessi and a dump down, and Alessi cannot get any yards back. And Alessi is very slow at getting up.
Officials timeout for an offensive injury.
And Alessi's still down on the field, and we mentioned it earlier in the game how good this Indiana State defense has been in terms of the passing game. 2nd down and 29. Youngstown State to pick up a 1st down. They need to get all the way down to the Indiana State 16-yard line. Craycraft to throw. Has his man. Emmons hits him in stride, and Youngstown State is not going away yet.
Beautiful throw by Craycraft, as you'll see him drop this one in. Emmons gets behind the defender, and the Penguins are right back in it.
A quick strike by Craycraft. He's had 2 interceptions today. That's his first passing touchdown. He has an 80-yard rushing touchdown today as well. And now McFadden to attempt the PAT. Another wobbler, but it's able to get over the crossbar. And after a 45-yard touchdown pass, it is 24-17. Indiana State with the lead. Plenty of football left. Here's a look at freshman Kobe Barnes with 5 points. He's got a relative at Indiana State that competes for the Sycamores on the football side, Jackson Byrne. Big number 54. He played some hoops back in the day in high school. He actually believes, head coach Kurt Mallory needs to not listen to this, but that he could beat his cousin, Kobe Barnes, in one-on-one.
One-on-one offensive line drills, or are we talking one-on-one on the basketball court?
He says on the basketball floor that he could still shoot it over Kobe. I don't know if that's the case, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I'm not gonna doubt the young man. I haven't seen him play. I like to get my eyes on him first, see what he's working with. He looked like a big body. Who knows? A one-on-one where if there's unlimited dribbles, he may be able to back him down and, hit him with the beef and score down low. So
you never did that back in the day, did you? Hit anybody with any beef when you played?
I tried to get into him as much as I could because I couldn't jump over him. So I had to create as much space that way as I possibly could.
Cooper Neese at the free throw line, and what is a tie game here under 8 minutes to go. Missouri St. Louis trying to pull off the upset today.
And Cooper on that last play, just a beautiful shot fake. He's got a gorgeous shot fake, and part of it is because he can shoot the ball, and the second part of it is, it's methodical. It looks like his shot. He goes up, he shows the basketball, and man, it's crazy how many guys he gets up in the air on that shot fake.
13th point for Cooper Neese. Gives Indiana State a 2-point lead. Cooper's knocked down 3 threes in this game. He's got 1 2-point basket as well. As Grubbs averaged nearly 15 points a game for Missouri St. Louis. He's got none here today, but there's Kobe Barnes. Pushing it ahead to Key, who extends the lead for Indiana State to 4.
Yeah, we'll see how that timeout. They picked him up 3/4 court, man-to-man. Ball pressure was better on that last one, and I just think Indiana State's much better defensively when they get into the ball a little bit. Don't have to just be body to body, but just can't hands moving, pressure them, let the offensive player know they're there.
Key now in double figures, and they force the errant pass. And one thing that Missouri St. Louis hasn't done today is what they did there, turning the basketball
No,
over.
they haven't. And for Indiana State hasn't. You look there, Key, beautiful there. He does such a nice job of finishing using that big body. But, to your point, Indiana State hasn't really pressured him. They hadn't gotten into him. A lot of it is because it's a smaller lineup. They tried to play more back in the gaps. But, I think for Indiana State's defense, their ability to pressure the basketball covers up other things for them.
Key trying to get going, as he just entered double figures.
The great thing about Tar, he's not going to force it. He's going to understand when his plays come there, and a great team player.
And how important is that really to understand when, especially you may have that best offensive skill set to be able to get the basket, but that selfishness of Tyreek Key just isn't there.
Well, it's day in, day out of just accepting coaching, which he does, and understanding, what are good shots, what are great shots. When you have an opportunity to make a play, or when you're trying to force things into areas where you shouldn't. And, it's something through his progression he's just gotten better and better at.
Neese missed his 8th free throw of the year. First one here this afternoon. He was perfect 2 for 2, which gave Indiana State a 45-43 lead. Cooper able to knock that one in, and he's got a team high 14. One off a game high is Yakima Rose, who we haven't seen a ton of here in the second half. And a timeout's going to be called here by Coach Sunvold.
He understands the momentum shift a little bit towards Indiana State here, getting a 5-point lead, and going to talk to his guys and try to stem the tide a little bit.
48-43 lead for Indiana State. That lead was as big as 8 back in the first 20 minutes. The Sycamores, you thought that they had a really good trip to Bimini, which is in the Bahamas, able to take 2 of those 3 wins, especially after that trip started with what was a gut punch of a loss to Duquesne.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they were in control of that game, but Duquesne going on the 9-2 run there to end it in a game where I thought Indiana State probably played their hardest they have all season long as far as their pace of play was excellent. They competed in that game and, you know, unfortunately not able to come with a win. So after that, you're like, man, are they going to buy into this? And I thought they did the next 2 games. They really competed those 2 games, came back and got 2 wins and finished second in that tournament.
Coach Lansing mentioned to us in preparation for the game, he said, look, we talked about it for a long time in the team hotel in Fort Lauderdale before they went to the Bahamas. Everybody really had a long conversation, aired out what they needed to air it out, and he feels like the team got their swagger back because they showed it in game 1 against Dayton how good they can be.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, every time you go into a year, you look at the pieces teams have, and you thought, okay, got a chance. And the first 2 games played really good teams. Both will be ranked probably in the top 10 when the polls come out on Monday. And but then you go lose that Ball State game, which was really disheartening. So, yeah, they had a little heart-to-heart, got things figured out, and hopefully they'll got them turned in the wrong direction for Indiana State.
Cooper Neese.
And he's got that fade away. You know, being 6'4", he's got size at his position, you know, able to get it over to smaller guards in a lot of cases, and there was some nice soft touch.
Closing in on his season high of 21. As the 3 from the corner for Parker can't go. And then a late whistle on Missouri St. Louis.
There over the back is at his 3rd. His fouls are starting to mount up here for Missouri St. Louis. They got Webb with 4. You got Wisnick with 4, and then now 3 for Lowry and Wilkins McCoy.
Yeah, Parker's got 3 too. So time's getting late too as Key gets to that charity stripe. Where today he's a perfect 5 for 5, and he makes it 6 for 6.
Then you just wonder if Indiana State's size is starting to take a toll a little bit, wearing them down a little bit here as they're able to stretch the lead out, and you see the fouls mount up.
Right now, this is the largest lead in the game. Neither team has led by double digits. Got to go all the way back to the 10-minute mark in the first half when Indiana State led by this margin. And now it's the largest lead of the game for Indiana State as Key knocks home both. 12 points for Tyreek Key. And Indiana State trying to hold off what's been a great test of the GLVC, Missouri St. Louis.
Yeah, I think it's taken Indiana State a while to get used to how they play. They're playing 5 guards out there. They're switching 5 ways, and that's not something you play against a lot, and sometimes it can take a little while.
Wisnick knocks in his second 3 of the game.
Yeah, nice shot by him. Beautiful step back 3-pointer.
Williams out top. As Key tried to drive it. Will now look for Williams down low, and his first 2 points come late.
When a team doubles, Luke, the best place to feed it is from the top. It's hard to double on a post feed from the top, and so we spent most of the time trying to feed it there from the wing, which they've been able to get the double. That time, over the top, easy layup.
Looked like Trey Williams nearly blocked it, and Indiana State converts on the
got a block
opposite end.
there on that end and able to turn it into offense for the Sycamores.
14 points for Tyreek Key. 2 off a team high and game high, which belongs to Cooper Neese of 16. As that timeout will also bring us to our final media timeout in the game.